So, Surah Ikhlas, full mouth letters, and focus on this. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Yeah, look at this. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Yeah, notice this. Allahu samad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Now, if you're teaching a student, I'm only getting you guys to focus on something very specific, and those are full mouth letters. Yeah? Now, here's a key. Here's something important if you are going to be teaching this, even if you're learning. The more you engaged your senses in learning, the better you will learn. So, if you are learning this, and if you're watching this, so using your eyes, and if you are using your hand gestures, so there you go, you know, you're using your hands, using your eyes, you're listening, there you go. And if you try to copy it, you see that? So I'm getting all of this engaged. So right from the beginning of the lesson, I'll let you guys be lazy. You can sit back and just watch and learn. So I'll let you guys learn watching, yeah? And then I'm going to ask you guys to use your tongue and try to copy what I'm reciting, and as I'm moving my hand, you're paying more and more attention, and right at the end I'll get you guys involved. So you see, the more senses you can use in learning something, the better. So watch this. I want you guys to repeat after me. Say Rahma, Ra, Ra, Nir, yeah. Now say Huwallahu, Huwallahu. Okay, Wallahu. Sorry, it should be in blue. Wallahu. Now say Samad, so, yeah, and then Rahma Rahim. Now let's go back to history here. Full mouth letters, yeah. There's certain letters we said they were in Egypt. Okay, where these pyramids are. Okay, these pyramids are. And these letters were considered full mouth letters because every night they would take a ride in a van. And they will go to a fast food restaurant every night. Now, what happens if you go to fast food restaurant every night and eat? Okay, you become fat. Okay, so these are the letters that used to go to the restaurant and eat. We have Ra, Kha, say with me, say Sad, say Dad, Ta, Dha, Ghain, and Qaf. These letters are considered full mouth letters. Yeah. Now, to show you on the Qaedah, let me quickly show you on the Qaedah. Okay. If I were to show you on the Qaedah, it's easier. Now, you can memorize these full mouth letters if you memorize one sentence. خُصَّ ضَغْطٍ قِدْ. Hudayfa might know this because he want to be a teacher. خُصَّ ضَغْطٍ قِدْ. If you memorize this word, خُصَّ ضَغْطٍ قِدْ, you would know all the full mouth letters. خَ, صَ, ضَغْطٍ, ضَ. But I don't teach it like that because if you're non-Arab, then you would actually struggle to memorize this. So here we go. This is easier. Look, Kha on its own, Ra on its own, then 4 letters together, then Ghain and Qaf. How easy that is, yeah? So if you start from the beginning, Kha, Ra, then we have 4 letters together. Sad, Dad, Ta, and Dha. Okay? Ta and Dha. And then Ghain and Qaf. Full mouth letters. Now, here is something important that everyone should know about these full mouth letters before you start pronouncing. Every time you see these letters with full mouth, you start pronouncing them with full mouth. There are different levels. Yeah? Now, I wouldn't really teach full mouth letters like this. So if I'm teaching a student, I would teach them, for example, only 4 full mouth letters that I taught you in Surah Ikhlas. I wouldn't go and explain all of this. Yeah? Um, so if you're watching this, if you're a teacher, you wouldn't go and explain all of this. I'm supposed to teach these full mouth letters earlier and then introduce you and then slowly build up, but we didn't get to do that. So I'm teaching you everything about these full mouth letters. So pay attention, please. For a young student, just knowing full mouth letters is enough. Then slowly you start explaining this. This is very important, so pay attention. Not all the full mouth letters are always full mouth. For example, let's take ghain, for example. Ghain kasra ghi. Ghain kasra ghi. Now, if you pronounce ghi, say ghi with me. Ghi. Yeah? Look at it. Look at that big smile you have. Ghi. It's not full mouth. Yeah? Yeah? And try this. Ghain dhamma ghu. Ghu. Slightly heavier, but not completely. Now say ghain fatha gha. Ghain fatha gha. There you go. That's heavier. That's even more heavier. And now say ghain fatha alif sukoon. Ghain with alif. Gha. Gha. Now it's the heaviest. Yeah. Also, I would add this on top. If you have a full mouth letter with the sukoon, so ghain with sukoon, look at the letter before. If the letter before has a fatha or dhamma, then it would still be full mouth. For example, bagh, like I showed you in the example here. Bagh, bagh, yeah? So there we go. We have a full mouth letter, which is silent, but fatha before, so we are going to pronounce it with full mouth, full sound, yeah? Now, this rule applies to all the tajweed letters with an exception of lam. I'll come to that in a bit. Yeah. So first we introduce full mouth letters. Then we learn different levels of full mouth letters. And next, what we're doing, we are learning the exceptions. Yeah. When is it the exception? To make it simple, lam. Lam has an exception in the word Allah. So remember this, there is no lam that will be a full mouth letter except of the lam in the word Allah. When it has fatha or dhamma before it. Word Allah, not lillah. Yeah, not lillah. The word Allah. If it has a fatha or dhamma before, then the lam is going to be Allah. If it has a kasra, then it's an empty mouth. Bismillah. Bismillah. Okay. So here we go. We got three. We were learning full mouth letters and then three different levels. Yeah, three different lessons in the same lesson. Now, what would help? What will help if I actually go and show you this in Surah Ikhlas? Shall we do that? Yeah. Now, all you have to do here is to keep full mouth letters in mind. I've shared this photo, this picture with you. I would highly advise those of you who are teaching, you don't have to force your kids to memorize khussa, dabt, and qid. Yeah? I was teaching in an institute and then, subhanallah. Okay. Do I have to backbite? No, I'm not going to backbite. Okay. So I was teaching in this institute and they would get these kids to memorize these like huruf al-tafkhim, full mouth letters, huruf al-isti'la, huruf al-halq. So you're learning all these terms here, which you don't really understand. And then you're saying, I'm teaching them tajweed. Okay. So what is huruf al-tafkhim? Yeah. Full mouth letters. So now you're learning you're learning a translation of full mouth letters just so you can learn full mouth letters. Okay. I wouldn't advise that. Make it simple. Okay. Remember this. In every, khutbah in Jum'ah, they say, كل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار, right? So what does it mean? It means any invention in our religion is considered bid'ah, and bid'ah leads you to a wrong path, and a wrong path will take you to the hellfire. Now, this is bid'ah. Okay? Tajweed is bid'ah. But it's a bid'ah hasana. Yeah? It's an invention, it's a good invention. Now, For example, can you prove that there are full mouth letters from Quran and Sunnah? No, we're not talking about that. We're using this to recite a better Quran. Make sense? So if you put an alarm on to wake up for Fajr, then you can't say, excuse me, there's a bid'ah. You have alarm on your iPhone, so you wake up for Fajr, there's a bid'ah. Astaghfirullah. No. You invent something that can help you to read better Quran. So Qaida didn't exist. Okay? Qaida didn't exist at the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tajweed, huruf al-tafkhim, no one knew these things. They read Quran properly. There's a hadith where riwayah where two Sahaba, they were sitting next with each other and they were reciting. And one of them said, إِنَّمَا الصَّدَقَاتُ لِلْفُقَرَاءِ وَالْمَسَاكِينِ. Surah Tawbah. The other Sahabi said to him, مَا the Prophet Muhammad did not taught me like this. So how did he teach you? إِنَّمَا الصَّدَقَاتُ لِلْفُقَرَاءِ. He didn't say mad. Yeah? So he just read the ayah to him with the mad, with the stretch, without telling him mad. Exactly. When you teach a student, don't make it complicated. This is Tajweed rule, this is that rule, this is that. No, just teach him. Let him imitate you.
Here, with these full mouth letters, don't force kids to be like, they'll find it hard to memorize. Just tell them, look, kha, ra, then 4 letters together. Sod, da, ta, ba, and ghain and qaf. Khalas, we finished. Let's go and have breakfast, yeah? I didn't have breakfast yet. So I'm thinking about breakfast while I'm teaching. So these are the full mouth letters. Let's go to Surah Ikhlas. Let's try to apply this lesson immediately before we forget it. Okay. Let's try to apply this lesson as quick as we can. Look at this. Bismillah. All right, hold on a second. What did I say about the word Allah? Bismillah. Bismillah.
Now, fourth letter we encounter here is the word Allah, lam in the word Allah. As I said earlier, explained earlier, lam here is going to be an empty mouth letter. Why? It is because of the meme here. So this rule applies for lam only. Bismillah. We don't say Bismillah. Bismillah. Yeah. Ra is a full mouth letter here. And of course, the second ra is also full mouth. So we say Hir Rahma Nir Rahim. There's a slight complication in that which ra. Hir ra. Let me explain this very quick. Every letter that has shadda, they are basically 2 letters, right? Go back to the YouTube video that I just uploaded recently. Hir ra. Just like we were explaining, Ihdina si. Yeah, Ihdina sirata. 2 ra's. First ra, hir is empty. The second ra is full mouth. So, as we said earlier, Allahu. Lam here is going to be a full mouth letter, yeah? Okay, ahadun. Okay, yes, I'm going to come to ras in a bit. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. So as we can see, we only have ra, and 2 lams as full mouth letters. Look at this qaf. Is it going to be a full mouth letter? No. We're only focusing on the ones with the fath. Now, that doesn't mean you mix qaf with kaf. You're not supposed, if qaf doesn't have fatha, you can't say ku. Qaf and kaf are different. And I'm going to explain what happens inside your mouth when you say these full mouth letters, and as well as ra. I'm going to explain that in a minute. But these are all the full mouth letters. I think I missed one, which is sad. Allahu samad. Samad. Yeah, sad is a full mouth letter here. Now, have a look at this. About ra. Let's come to Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Let's zoom in. Zoom in. And look at this ra here. This ra here with the shadda, is actually 2 ra's. Okay, and this is the case with any letter. The first one is with the shadda. Sorry. The first one is that, and the second ra is the one with fatha. Easy. Any letter that you see with the shadda, the basically first one is a silent one, and the second one is with the fatha. Again, look at this ra here. 2 ra's. 2 ra's. 2 ra's. The first one with the shadda, the second one with the massive fatha. Okay. Now, remember we said when you see a full mouth letter that has sukoon, which is silent, you have to look at the letter before it. Yeah. Yes. So if we look at this ra here, it's a silent ra. Yeah. What comes before it? Kasra. So we are going to pronounce it with an empty mouth. Hir. Yeah. How with the kasra followed by a ra? Hir. The second ra, the one with the fatha, it's full mouth. So here, that one there is full mouth. Thank you very much. Hir rahma. Again, nir. Nir is empty, and ra is full mouth. Nir rahim. Okay, Nir rahim. Okay, so keep that in mind, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, by the way, this lesson is being recorded for those of you, if you struggle to watch some parts or in any part of this lesson, I'll give you the link. You can go back and watch all of it, inshallah. Yeah, so that's about ra, inshallah. Now I want to go back to Surah Al-Falaq. Surah Al-Falaq. Now, how many people here would like to recite? Let me know, so I save enough time, guys, to recite later. If you want to recite at the end, just say me. Let's go and try to apply the same rule here. Falaq, Surah Al-Falaq, yeah? We have full mouth letters, and here we are. بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Now, Qaf has a kasra, right? Yes, so why is it full mouth? Well, because if you stop at the end of an ayah, if you were to stop at the end of an ayah, this letter becomes silent, right? You're not saying falaq, you're saying falaqo. So if a full mouth letter have sukoon, is silent, you look at the letter before, there you go. This is why Qaf is full mouth, okay? Now, focus on this. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ وَمِنْ شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبَ وَمِنْ شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ وَمِنْ شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ. No, حَسَدَ. Okay? So there we go. These are all the full mouth letters. Same applies if you go back to Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Nas. Surah Al-Nas, we only have few. Surah Al-Fatiha, we have quite a lot of full mouth letters, and I'm going to test one of you on that, inshallah. Let me go ahead and share. Let me go back to Surah Ikhlas and try to apply our previous lessons in this surah. Bouncing letters. I'm looking for bouncing letters here. So, look at this. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدَ. What letter here? Dal. Allahu Samad. Yalid. Yulad. Ahad. Right? Now, we have one whispering letter here. Okay, let me go over whispering letters. So look at this. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now, there's only one whispering letter here. Can I? Whispering letters are fa, ha, tha, ha, sheen, kha, sin, kaf, ta, only when they have sukoon on top. So they have to be silent letters if you are going to pronounce them with whispering sound. We only have one whispering letter in this surah. Can anyone help me find that whispering letter? So look for these letters. Fa, ha, tha, ha, sheen, kha, sad, sin, kaf, ta in a silent form. Feels like everyone is struggling. Have a look at this. Sin. Nope, we don't have any sin in this surah apart from. There you go, sad. Well done. Allahus. Why? Sad has a shadda. Any letter that has shadda means there are two letters. The first one is silent, the second one is active. Allahus. That's the sad with the whispering sound and full mouth sound as well. Yeah. Qul huwa Allah, Allah, Samad. Yeah. So we have full mouth letters and as well as whispering letters. Now, we also have throat letters here, such as ha and ha. But I get people to focus on ha and ain only. Kha and ghain, everything else is fine. It's ha and ain where people make most mistakes. Yeah. Now, if you're teaching a student, and you're a teacher, you're a parent, you don't go over all the tajweed rules like this. You don't scare them. You tell them, for example, Bismillahir Rahman. Ra is a full mouth letter. Ra. So maybe you want to pick one letter that is repeating in Surah Al-Fatiha, a lot of Ra's. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. So, Alhamdulillahi Rabbi. A lot of Ra's. So focus on one letter, full mouth letter, and you teach them. Yeah, that's how you teach them. You don't read the rules in one go. Surah Ikhlas is usually a very good surah to teach bouncing letters, like Surah Al-Falaq. And also in regards to full mouth letters, I would say Surah Al-Fatiha is the best. But because we covered throat letters in Surah Al-Fatiha, I didn't want it to overwhelm you guys, full mouth letters as well, yeah? And also because some of you were not in the first. So full mouth letters, it's best that you teach them in Surah Al-Fatiha. Now, these are all the full mouth letters. What else did I want to explain today? Okay, last thing before we, again, if you are going to recite, can you please say me in the chat box so I save enough time for you. Okay, look at this. Have a look at this. How do we make a letter sound? Is it lips? Some people listen to Sheikh Abdul Basit. They want to go ahead and copy Sheikh Abdul Basit. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. A beautiful thing to do. And they say, Ar-Rahmanu 'allama al-Qur'an. Look at that. Ar-Ra. No, that's a wrong way. That's a wrong way of pronouncing a full mouth letter with the rounding. You should only round your lips, yeah, when you're saying a letter with the dhamma, u, pu, tu, and when you're saying wow. Your boy does something good, you say wow. It's your little niece's birthday, you say wow. Or you just say letter wow. Okay? These are the reasons why your lips should go round. Wow. Not a full mouth letter. When you're saying a full mouth letter, is your tongue that's supposed to stay in the middle of your mouth, which make the sound of the letter heavy. Ahmed and you eating food. They were eating chicken. Ahmed told Yusuf, he asked Yusuf, how are you? Yusuf was eating. And as he was eating, his mouth was full. He was eating a lot of things. And Yunus felt social pressure, and he felt like he must answer Ahmed. So he said, I am good. And Ahmed asked him, what did you do today? He used to say, why is his voice heavy? It's because his mouth is full. When your mouth is full, your sound becomes heavy. That's exactly what we do when we pronounce a letter with full mouth. But we don't have to eat food. Imagine every time you pronounce a full mouth letter, you have to go and eat something. You would be extremely overweight. There you go. Your gym membership will finish and you wouldn't lose weight. There's so many full mouth letters in this surah. So how do we do that? We do that by using our tongue. Yeah? So let's practice this together. I want you guys to pay attention and do this with me. Yeah? If you say, okay. If you say, say laka, say laka, and stretch the second letter, ka, laka. Now, I'm aware that your tongue is touching the palate because saying la, ka, yeah? But I want you to focus on where your tongue is, laka, as you're saying the ka, not la, ka. Your tongue is flat, there, flat, laka. Now we're going to pronounce qaf. Say laqo. Where's your tongue now? Laqo, laqo, laqo. Okay, there we go. Now you're saying laqo, full mouth letter. Okay, no, you're not really bringing it to your teeth. Let me fix the diagram. Laqo, there you go. Okay, qo. So when you say laqo, your tongue is lifted up and is somewhere in the middle of your mouth. When you say ka, it's flat down. This is how you pronounce a full and empty mouth letter. Let's try one more time, yeah? Does anyone have a cousin, brother, uncle whose name is Khalid? Khalid uncle. Now, say Khalid, Kho, and try to observe, try to feel what happens to the back of your tongue. Not here. Khalid, Khalid. There you go. This is what's happening to your tongue. Now, of course, you're pronouncing kha from your throat because it's a throat letter. In you, what's happening to kho? Kho. It's slightly up, yeah? Now say Khalid. Like, we say in Urdu, for example. There is no full mouth letter in Urdu. Khalid. Khalid. Yeah? Kha. So here, you keep your tongue down. Kha. Then you say kho, you say kha. You keeping your tongue down. And this is why kha. You see that? Kha, not kho, kha. So when your tongue is lifted up, your mouth is full, and you pronounce a letter with full mouth sound. When your tongue is down, the letter is pronounced with an empty sound. So be careful when you say ta and ta. It's about your tongue. Ta and ta. They both pronounce when you touch your tongue touches the palate, but it's about where your tongue stays. When you say ta, it comes down. Ta, it stays in the middle of your mouth. So full mouth letter is all about your tongue, not your lips. That's the last point I wanted to make. Students, you are more than welcome to join.
Hey guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your family and friends. Yes! Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I share a lot of cool and exciting things there, such as calligraphy and daily Quran lesson. I'm super active on Instagram. I'm going to leave the link in the description. See you guys later. Assalamu alaikum.